AMA gains first gay president amid attacks on trans health. Dr. Jesse Ehrenfeld, an anesthesiologist, a Navy combat veteran, and a father of two, has become the first openly gay person to lead the American Medical Association amidst the fractious time for U.S. healthcare. Transgender patients and those seeking abortion care face restrictions in many places. The medical judgment of physicians is being overridden by state laws. Disinformation is rampant, and the nation isn't finished with COVID-19. At 44, Ehrenfeld will be among the AMA's youngest presidents when he begins his one-year term on June 13th. He spoke recently to the Associated Press about his background and a new job, while discussing how being part of the LGBTQ+ community informs and influences his job. He said that he has experienced the healthcare system as a gay person, as a gay parent, as in many ways, wonderful positive experiences, and other ways, some deeply harmful experiences. He thinks as a nation, the country can do better by lifting up health. Expressing his thoughts on political interference in medicine, he said, quote, "I'm deeply concerned about government intrusion into decision-making for patients. The Supreme Court ruling around abortion has had profound implications for reproductive rights," end quote. He believes patients have a right to access evidence-based healthcare services, including care for transgender people. You know, this story made me happy, okay? It's a high point in all the crappy news that we've been delivering lately, you know? The AMA is powerful. The AMA has a lot of lobbyists, okay, that work for them, okay? So this could be a wonderful stance in the right direction, you know? There is just way too much power that the government has now have over people and bodies and practitioners and healthcare workers. I've told you a ton of times, Al, how my wife is afraid for her own license, you know, and I'm like, no, we must stand up and fight. And she's like, do you want to pay the mortgage?
It's like that.
You know, I mean, that's scary that we have to make that fight, that we have to make that choice.
Yeah. You know, the exciting news here is at the top of the pyramid. We've said this like 9,942 times. Representation matters.
Yes.
To have a gay doctor be the leadership and president. A gay parent, right, even better, to represent the AMA. This is such an important post because this organization is so critically important, not only to American healthcare, but worldwide. The American Medical Association is one of the most pristine medical organizations in the world. To have a gay parent, gay man, at its leadership, representation matters. The other thing, he blows a dog whistle by saying evidence-based. I'm very concerned about evidence-based. Okay, dude, you're political as the new president of the AMA, but let's call a spade a spade. What he's saying is, from this gay man, science matters.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. And in LGBT, we were the most embracing, statistically, the most embracing of the use of masks during the pandemic.
Yep.
While Tucker is screaming bloody murder, people's lives were being saved by masks. And we were the first and the most embracing in our utilization percentages in our community for vaccines.
Yep.
And while people in Mississippi and negative impression of Mississippi intentional, the LGBTQ community in Florida and in America was overwhelmingly taking the vaccine. There was a reason why in both of those things. We believe in science.
Yep.
We reject the anti-scientific thought because it makes no sense. We now have a president of the AMA who represents our community. It's great representation, but is already blowing the dog whistle. We are very evidence-based. Okay, we get it. We believe in science, yes, and that's great for everyone, and it's great for America, and it's great for our community.
I think the AMA was one of the few people who even stood up to Trump when he was talking all that crazy madness, when he was like, oh, this is nothing. Oh, please just take some vitamin C, you'll be fine. Yeah. Right? The AMA was like, don't take it. He's a mess. Just sanitize your insides. No big deal, you know.
Or horse drugs.
Clorox and horse drugs, y'all.
Exactly.
You know, it's so much on this story. First, it's frightening that we have to have a dog whistle to say that we believe in science. Yes. Jesus Christ, people.
Wow.
Second,
basically whatever.
Yeah.
It's good to say that the AMA is maintaining its reputation, because remember, they came out, they were the ones who said being homosexual is not a disease, and they were just railed against back in like in the early 70s, 1972, I think. Yeah. But they stood by it. They say, because, you know, science.
There's that.
But America is on the precipice of failing the rest of the world because the next Republican president, the CDC, if you're on their website, it's cdc.gov.
That's right.
The leadership is appointed by the president.
Yeah.
And
there's no Anthony Fauci.
And so we have to keep in mind that if we get a Republican president, because Ron DeSantis has appointed someone who I think got their medical license, from night school at St. Martin's.
Oh my God.
The French side, not the Dutch side. That's the cool side. And he could, my God, him as Surgeon General for the country, that's going to let down the world because we are still looked at as leaders. And finally, it's nice to have a gay doctor who understands gay patients. I've had both. I've had a regular doctor. He was great, but didn't have really a clue about gay health, PrEP, things like that. So it's going to be good to have that kind of leadership at the top. He's very cute. He's an anesthesiologist, but I'd let him keep me up all night, and I just wish he was a proctologist.
You had to go there, right? Yeah.
What is up with you today?
And again, just to hit that period, it's so important that he has experienced what we have experienced, okay? As being LGBTQ and trying to get health care is not the easiest, for experiences like you've had, where the doctor doesn't know what the hell he's talking about.
Just one final note. At the end of the day, we have the president of the American Medical Association that is going to be able to say, this is the unique needs of this community. And let's just pay attention to let's just keep them in the game. Whereas the counterparts are saying, we don't even want to acknowledge that they exist.
Maybe they'll go away.
No,
they'll go away. Maybe they'll go away.
They exist, Al. Remember, they're demons and imps.
Oh, that's right. Demons and
Remember,
imps.
they exist, right? So that's what we are now.
We are the X-Men.
We're the X-Men. All right.
LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Lara are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out Television Network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBTQ plus community.